particularly persistent one. People who have formal ID cards and those who have blue temporary ID cards. But these seemed, as I pointed out in my brief report, to be handled to the satisfaction of those present in the mail. So there's, of course, scope for improvement in that biometric process and in the digitization of the voters roll over time. And again, perhaps you can ask the chairman about it. We saw no instances of security force intimidation, of interference in the election process. Again, there are cultural norms here at play. The presence of relatively large numbers of policemen and soldiers in the proximity both provides security but also provides a presence. So that seems to be something that most people in Somaliland are happy with. And a degree of crowd control is certainly necessary to cope with the level of anticipation, excitement, and eagerness that people had to vote. There were a lot of people trying to get into those polling stations virtually the entire day. So greater speed with greater efficiency would undoubtedly make this process a little easier. But you're dealing with very large numbers. More than 1.1 million registered voters, 2,709, I understand, polling centres. This is a considerable geography to cover as well, and that has to be borne in mind at the same time. How do I see that? Sorry, I didn't quite catch the question. Well, as I said right at the beginning, and thank you for your question, as I said right at the beginning, the democratic character of Somaliland is perhaps its most significant tool of all, not just in terms of the way in which it resolves conflicts internally, which is very important, and the way in which it builds nationhood, which is crucial, but also in the way in which it distinguishes itself from much of the rest of the region. So I think the evolution of your process of democracy from under the tree in Barao, and the group that went to Barao and Sheikh went to the former colonial governor's residence, where the initial peace conference was held and signed in 1991, and it was very important to go there to see the journey that Somaliland has taken. This is part of your character. This is part of your stability. This is part of your success. So I believe that Somaliland and democracy are entwined as a concept. Sorry, say that again. Well, if you look around you, Somaliland, if you take the indicators of freedom, Freedom House, for example, which is a relatively consistent ranking over many years, Somaliland is only one of two countries in the near region which is classified as party free. Every other country in the immediate proximity and in the second ring of states is classified firmly as unfree. So I think that answers your question. I think Somaliland, along with Kenya, are the only two countries in the East African, Horn of African region, which fall into the partly free or free categories. The rest of them are the unfree categories, and that gives it a standout character. So I'm struggling with a combination of masks and language. What's the message I am carrying to Somaliland? The message is we admire terrifically what we have seen in terms of how you have built a democratic process and society with very little in the way of resources. And very importantly, there's been a process of democratic consolidation over the last 30 years. And from what we saw, albeit within the limited scope and ambition of our observer mission, what we saw would suggest that these elections, as per the time frame that we were here, are free, fair and credible.
You are Philistine. My name is I'm from Monkey TV. You are Philistine, based in the capital city of Somaliland for the last days. Can you tell us about what you have seen in Somaliland? And at the same time, what other nations, especially developing nations like us, learn from us?
Well, I was reminded that I've actually, it's almost the 20th anniversary of my first visit to Somaliland. So I would characterize by what I see in Hargeisa as slow but steady progress. And we also drove down to Berbera and then on to Barao and Sheikh. I was in that particular group. And of course the development of the corridor and the development of the port of Berbera is a significant transformation for Somaliland. So while many challenges continue to exist, challenges that we saw evidence of in these elections around illiteracy, the development of human capital, which is your greatest asset of all ultimately. There are undoubtedly challenges around that, but we have seen steady progress from when I first came here from 20 years ago. I can only speak from within the lens of my own experience. And while many in this region have suffered democratic setback and developmental setbacks, Somaliland's progress has continued, perhaps not as fast as some Somalilanders would prefer, but it has been, as I say, steady over the last 20 years. I'll take the last three questions, if I may, and also acknowledge the former Minister, Dr. Edna, in our presence. Dr. Edna.
Thank you. Your Excellency, Mr. President, and Honourable Chairman of Veterans Trust, and dear observers from near and far, as a Somalilander, it is a great honour and a pleasure that we could offer the environment that has made possible for you who came from other countries to share this important moment with Somaliland. And as someone who has witnessed elections in other countries, and also as someone who has experienced elections in the democratic, free and fair environment that we all witnessed yesterday. As a citizen of Somaliland who participated as a voter in the process yesterday, this was the 8th time that I was able to participate in the elections from the referendum of 2001 to the elections that happened yesterday. Every single one of them was successful from the very first beginning in 2001, when we had absolutely no experience and no knowledge of democratic elections prior to 2001. It is an honor and a pleasure that we could see that the spirit of confidence, efficiency, and enthusiasm that I witnessed yesterday is proof of the maturity of Somaliland, the proof of the efficiency of the electoral machinery that has been put in place. And I am proud that I was able to witness that. Of course, the elections were done by human beings. And there are always things to improve. Every process needs to be, we learn from it, and if there are shortcomings or if there are issues that need to be changed and improved, we learn from it and we do it. My experience and what I witnessed yesterday was something that the world should be proud of, something that not only Somalilanders should be proud of, but it's something that Africa needs to be proud of, and the world. Anybody who believes in freedom, democracy, should be proud of. Yes, I would request that there should be more female personnel to assist female voters, maybe more female police women. I would also insist that those who have impaired vision and disabilities should be assisted so they can participate in that process. But whatever was done right because we Somalilanders wish it to be right. And if anything was short of what we expected, it is not because we wish it to be wrong, but maybe we did not know how to improve on it. So we invite the world to help us perfect anything that needs to be perfected. We cannot compare Somaliland's elections to any elections that have taken place in other Somali territories, because Somalia has never held an election. They have not been able to hold a nomination